Well, the heat we're experiencing presents health risks to everyone, but especially more vulnerable populations like the elderly. Dr. Christopher Baugh is an emergency room physician at Brigham and Women's Hospital in Boston. He joins us now here on CBSN Boston with some tips on how to stay safe. And Dr. Baugh, thanks for joining us. I guess we're at that point in the year with our first heat wave. People are a little out of practice.
I think that's right, Paula. I think people towards the end of the summer tend to be more accustomed to making the accommodations that are necessary to keep them safe. And so these early heat waves just require additional reminding that people really do need to alter the way that they're going about their business and their day to keep themselves safe. Yeah,
and you said you should really time certain activities with the heat in mind.
That's right. So midday, when the sun is kind of highest in the sky and it's going to be the warmest, you really do need to limit your time outdoors. If you do need to go outside, spend as little time as possible. Try to stick to shaded areas. Use sunscreen. Avoid being in parked cars. And you really do need to just change what you had planned to do for the day. And that could be inconvenient, but that's really necessary to stay safe.
Sure. With an October Boston Marathon this year and other road races throughout the summer, noontime is not the time to go for that run, right? You're better off doing that early in the morning and drinking a lot of water, even if you don't think you need it.
That's right. So staying hydrated, using fluids with electrolytes can be helpful in addition to just regular water, and just having that kind of nearby would be really important to continue to stay hydrated. If you do plan on going outside to exercise, doing that very early in the morning tends to be the best time to do that.
And let's talk about small children and the elderly, because really your average adult might think, well, they're enjoying the heat or it doesn't really bother them, but it can suddenly catch up with elderly people and children very quickly, right? They become dehydrated fast.
That's right. Their bodies may not have the same ability to withstand extreme heat and make adaptations, and they may not be taking in adequate fluid. So you need to be watching out for them, making sure they have what they need and they're staying in cool environments. In particularly vulnerable populations who may not have access to indoor air-conditioned spaces. I think that's particularly important nowadays, where for quite a while we've been used to isolating and kind of not checking on people, face to face or virtually as frequently as we had previously. And so I think it's important for people to be aware of the vulnerable people in their communities and kind of making sure they're getting the help they need.
Sure. And obviously people in the heat can become dizzy or nauseous. What other kind of symptoms do you tell people to look out for that might send someone to the emergency room and they were kind of taken by surprise?
Sure. So anytime someone starts to have some confusion when they've been out in the heat, that's really concerning. If they do faint or lose consciousness, even have a seizure, those would be all reasons to call 911 and get to the emergency department. If someone is just feeling maybe some palpitations, a bit warm, getting them into a cool environment, getting them something cold to drink, letting them recover would be important. And if they completely recover within a few minutes, it could be fine just to keep an eye on them. But if they're not recovering, that would be a signal that they might need more help.
And always a good reminder that you just can never leave babies or children in a parked car, hot car, even for a couple of minutes.
That's right, including pets as well. I think people underestimate how quickly a vehicle can heat up. They could be driving with air conditioning on, could feel quite comfortable, plan on just running a quick errand. And really just the moment that the air conditioning goes off in that vehicle, it's going to start heating up very quickly to really deadly temperatures. And so that just can't ever happen.
All right. Dr. Christopher Baugh from Brigham and Women's Emergency Room, we really appreciate your advice today. Thank you.
Happy to talk to you. Thank you.